In this video, we will see how easy it is to convert decimals into fractions. First, let's have a look at the place value chart. We're familiar with the ones, the tens, and the hundreds column, but to the right of the ones is the tenths column, and to the right of the tenths is the hundredths column. If we place a decimal number in the chart, 0.06, in order to find out what fraction equivalent this decimal value is, we look at the column that the last digit falls in, and that becomes the denominator in our fraction. In this case, 6 is in the hundredths column, and therefore the answer is 6 out of 100. Again, if we look at the place value chart and we use the number 0.8, we can see that the last digit 8 is in the tenths column, and therefore our fraction is 8 out of 10, or 8 tenths. Let's look at another decimal value, 0.03. Again, the last digit is 3, and it is in the hundredths column, and so our fraction is 3 out of 100, or 3 hundredths. And 0.4, the 4 is in the tenths column, and so therefore the fraction is 4 tenths, 4 out of 10. Now 4 out of 10, or 4 tenths, is not in lowest terms. I know that because 4 and 10 are in the 2 times table, and so we can divide both by 2. But in order to reduce a fraction to lowest terms, we have to find the highest common factor and divide by that. To find the highest common factor, we take 4 and we take 10, and we list the factors of each. The factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. The factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. And now we find out which factors are common or the same. We can see that 1 is common and 2 is common. No other numbers are common, and so the highest common factor is 2. So we will divide numerator and denominator by 2 in order to get an answer in lowest terms. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And so our answer is 2 over 5, now in lowest terms. 0.4 is equal to 2 over 5. Let's look at 0.12. We notice that the 2 is in the hundredths column, but there is a 1 in the tenths column. And so we read that as 12 hundredths. But 12 hundredths is not in lowest terms, and if we want to reduce that to lowest terms, again we have to find the HCF, or the highest common factor. That involves listing the factors of 12 and listing the factors of 100. Listing the factors of 12, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now listing the factors of 100, because 100 is such a big number, there are going to be more factors. So the factors of 100, we'll list them 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, and 100. These are the numbers that when multiplied together, 2 of them, they will give us 100, so they are factors of 100. We find which factors are common. 1 is common, 2 is common, and 4. And the highest common factor we can see is the number 4. So when we divide 12 by 4, we get 3. 100 divided by 4 is 25. And now we have our answer in lowest terms, 3 over 25. 0.12 as a decimal is 3 over 25 as a fraction in lowest terms. Let's look at 0.8. Again, the 8 is in the tenths column, and so we read that as 8 tenths. Again, that's not in lowest terms, and so we find the factors of 8 and find the factors of 10. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. The factors of 10, meaning the numbers that can multiply together to give us 10, are 1, 2, 5, and 10. We find the numbers that are common, 1 and 2, and we know the highest common factor is 2, and so we divide both 8 and 10 by 2. Now instead of writing the division sign, often as we climb higher in mathematics, we divide them, but we use a different method of crossing out the number and replacing it with another number. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. We call this reducing. And so our answer now is 4 over 5. The decimal 0.8 is equal to 4 over 5 as a fraction in lowest terms. What about 0.25? We read this as 25 hundredths. And we write this as 25 over 100. Again, it's not in lowest terms. So we list the factors of 25 and the factors of 100. Factors of 25 are 1, 5, and 25. And we listed the factors of 100 earlier. We know that that is 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, and 100. We circle the ones that are common, 1, 5, and 25. And the highest common factor is 25. So we divide both 25 and 100 by 25. 25 divided by 25 is 1, and 100 divided by 25 is 4. And so our answer is 1 over 4. 0.25, the decimal 0.25, is equivalent to 1 over 4 as a fraction in lowest terms. Another way to quickly reduce a fraction is by dividing by 2, if the numerator and denominator are both even numbers. Let's look at 0.24. 0.24 reads as 24 hundredths, and it's written as 24 over 100. Now instead of finding the factors of 24 and 100, because they are both even numbers, I know I can divide both of them by 2, or dividing them in half. 24 in half, or 24 divided by 2, I know is 12. Half of 100 is 50. And I can check again very quickly and see that they are both even numbers still. 12 and 50 are both even. So they can divide again by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now 25 is not an even number, and so I can't divide them both by 2 again. So the answer is 6 over 25. 0.24 is equal to 6 over 25. And now it's quiz time. Convert these decimals to fractions in lowest terms in 5 seconds. Here's the first one. Time's up. 0.2 is 1/5. 0.2 can be written as 2 out of 10, and 2 out of 10 can be reduced to 1 over 5. Now question 2. Convert this decimal to a fraction in lowest terms. Time's up. The answer is 1/2. 0.5 is 5/10, and 5 over 10 can be reduced to 1 over 2. Question 3. Convert this decimal to a fraction in lowest terms. Time's up. The answer is 3 over 4. 0.75 reads as 75 hundredths. And we know if we use 25 as our highest common factor, 25 goes into 75 3 times, 25 goes into 100 4 times to give us 3 over 4. And the last one. Convert this decimal to a fraction in lowest terms. Time's up. The answer is 4 over 25. 0.16 reads as 16 hundredths. If we use the dividing by 2 method, 16 divided by 2 is 8. 100 divided by 2 is 50. And then again, if we divide 8 by 2, we get 4. And 50 divided by 2 gives us 25. So the answer is 4 over 25. Let's quickly look at the tenths and their equivalents. 0.1 is 1 over 10. 0.2 is 2 over 10, which can reduce to 1 over 5. 0.3 is 3 over 10. 0.4 is 4 over 10, which can reduce to 2 over 5. 0.5 is 5 over 10, which can be reduced to 1/2. 0.6 is 6/10, which can be reduced to 3 over 5. 0.7 is 7/10. 0.8 is 8/10, which can be reduced to 4 over 5. 0.9 is 9/10. And if we had 1.0, that's 10/10, which reduces to 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. And now you've solved the mystery of converting decimals to fractions. Very good.